Hey folks, what I'm going to show you in this video is how to get your files, now that you've downloaded your product, how to actually get these files into your Google Drive and then how to organize them. So first you'll want to pull up the PDF, and it's 6 pages, at least this part of the PDF is. There's a page for Northeast states, there's a page for Northeast capitals and states, Northeast abbreviations and states, and Northeast abbreviations, states, and capitals. And that is a lot of tests and practice and pre-tests, but the likelihood isn't that you're going to use them all every single time, but they're there in case you need them. We know that every year our group of students is different. So if we get them all ready now, then you'll be ready for the years to come. It'll all be organized. You first need to make sure that you're in your Google Chrome account, because when you click on any of these links, it's going to pull up a window in your Google Chrome account, and it's going to ask you if you want to make a copy of the file. And you will say, absolutely yes, I want to do that. So I click here, it pulls up my Google Drive, and it asks me right away if I want to make a copy. I'm going to click yes. That usually takes a second. And then it pulls you right to the actual document. Now up here is the title, and it says copy of NE pre-states MC. We'll talk about all that fancy code in a minute. It will make a lot of sense. But first, let's clean up the title a little bit. You don't have to do this, but it is going to make your drive feel cleaner, and it's going to make it easier to use. So we're going to take out the words copy of. You don't need that in your drive. And I need to click outside of the title for that change to stay, because if I don't, look what happens. I go to my drive, and there's copy of. So it didn't take copy of out. So what I have to do after I delete that is click anywhere else on the screen, so that that line that was there, you see the line below, so that that disappears. And then the change will save. I don't know, it's just a weird little thing Google does. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to click the next pretest. I'm going to make a copy. Delete copy of. Click outside. Close it. Now I'm going to go to the first practice test. Make a copy. Delete. Copy of. Click outside. Close the document. And you see that now you're getting a nice little list here. Sometimes it takes a minute for that copy of to shift out. There it goes. I'm going to keep doing this. So I have done, let's see, this one, this one, this one. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest right now, but I'm going to fast forward through this because it's going to be a little boring for you to watch. And then we'll talk about how to organize these. Now I have all 10 of those files that were here. So this is one page, Northeast states, 1, 2, plus 4 is 10, and I have 10 here. Now I want to figure out how to organize these, because now it's starting to look a little daunting. So it's just like Microsoft Word. You can create folders, in folders, organize it to your heart's content. If you like to color code, you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and open this and create, first of all, a Northeast folder for all the tests. So Northeast, I'll just write Northeast Assessments. You can call it whatever you want. Ooh, there's no S on that. That's going to bug me. But I can go back and I can rename. New. There we go. All right, and within this I'm going to make other folders. So I'm going to create a folder called States. And I'll put that right inside. So now I've got States, and in States what I want is 3 different folders. I want Pre-Tests, Practice, and Tests. So again, I just click up here to New, I click Folder, I'll do Pre-Tests, Practice, Tests. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to my drive. I'm going to grab all these babies, get rid of those 2, and I'm going to drag them into the folder. Now, a neat thing to do here is I can get it ready by going, I don't want my personal, I want this one. I can get it ready by clicking these buttons to open folders and so on. Or what might be easier is to grab all the files, and I actually watch what happens when I drag over to my drive. It's going to automatically open them up. So I can go right down and I can say, well, there's my States, and I'm going to let go there and it will bring them there. Now I'm just going to click on the States, and you can see I've got all my different assessments here. And I'm going to drag them into the appropriate folders. So I've got my Prac, and Prac, as you may have guessed, is for practice. Then my Pre, there's only 2 of those. And then my Tests go right there. So that's all set. Now my next folder is going to be Northeast Capitals. So I'm going to create a folder for that. And within that, I can do this right now. I can put 3 folders, Pre-Tests, Practice, and Tests, in that one. So you get, I'm going to stop there, but you get a sense of how that works. If you go a little further down, when you get to Capitals and States, you'll notice there's no Pre-Tests on that one. That's for a reason. There is a reason there's only Practice and Tests, because usually we're not pre-testing Capitals and States. You can just, do one or the other, or pull the 2 pre-tests, one pre-test for state, one pre-test for capitals. Pre-tests are, for test teachers, they're just down and dirty, get it done real quick. So there's nothing too complicated there. So now we're going to take a peek at those codes I talked about. In your product, there is something called the Teacher Title Cheat Sheets, and this is all the same thing. It's just one is large and the others are small, depending on what you want. But just a really quick look at the codes and what they mean. So again, NA is Northeast. We've got test, pre-test, practice. We're just testing on states, capitals, or abbreviations. And there's 2 formats. There's fill in the blank and multiple choice. And within those, there are 2 different levels. There's A level, which is always the same logical order. And when it's applicable, it's going to be broken up into smaller sections. And this really works well for if you have students that have just arrived, ELL speakers, or if you have students on IEP or 504s. This can really segment things so that it's easier for them to handle. The B's are going to work for the majority of your students. And there's an asterisk here too, and I use that. They mean this exact same thing. But if I go to my folder here, let's do tests. So right away I can look at these, and the asterisks make it jump to the top of the list. So I wanted those to be ready and available for you quickly. So if I'm saying, okay, well, I'm giving a fill in the blank test, these 2 are going to work for most of your students. Anything that is going to be differentiated for students who are struggling a little bit, that will be at the bottom of your list, so you can go hunt for that after. And that is how you organize these. And if you have any questions, you feel free always to write me at Katrina@suburbansnowhite.com. And that's Katrina with a K. And I'm happy to help out. And I hope this helped. Take care. Bye.